We are recording.
Cock,
we are
cock,
live.
cock.
We got all those live reads out of the way. They're not really live reads.
We got to pay those bills.
Word.
Got to pay those bills.
We got great sponsors.
What is up, guys? Been a week since we've been on the show. Like we're being consistent.
I know. It's unbelievable. I can't believe this is happening right now. Back-to-back weeks.
Has it
Be
been
back at the DNA Studios.
Man, listen, they don't know.
Hey, man.
No,
Look,
why
dude.
would you
Damn,
ruin
man.
it like that for us?
Kayfabe, bro.
The last time we did a fucking podcast was in my man cave.
I know. It was last week.
It was last week.
According to anybody listening
According
or
to the
watching
way,
online.
According to the way we drop.
No, people listen. They know.
Yeah.
It is surprising. Like when we don't put an episode up, like we get
They're
messages.
saying right now, y'all lying, motherfuckers.
We ain't seen you bitches in 2 weeks.
It's his fault.
It is.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
take
his
it.
fault.
Officer Diego out there.
Jack
protecting the
Shacks.
mean streets.
That's what my
Protecting the
wife says
Jack
is my
Shacks.
fault.
Diego, you looking swole today,
What you
Diego.
doing,
I
Diego?
don't know, man.
Ooh, what you gonna do, brother?
Diego,
You on that way? You went to Ways to Will?
No. Where's that?
Did you see his face?
it's like, was I
No.
supposed to say?
It would have been cool if you did.
Did you go to Ways to Will?
I don't know.
The future sponsor of Fury
Yeah,
FC,
buddy.
Ways to
This
Well.
portion of forced
Yeah.
involvement brought to you by Officer Diego.
I don't know if it's their tagline, but get your shit fixed at Ways to Well. Waystowell.com.
Be a man again at Ways to Well.
Be a man
Be a
again.
man to get at Ways to Will.
Pick up your balls.
Nah, man, you look. That might be Chiefs also.
Yeah, that might be
Okay.
shit.
Nah, you're looking good, man. You're looking swole out here. That shirt's fitting tight.
It's the shirt.
In the
It's
good
the
way.
Shirt. It's
In the good way.
In a good way, Diego.
Hey, a good shirt like can do that. Like you were showing me those shirts you like to wear that day we were on the plane.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Can't say the names. They're not sponsored.
Yeah.
No.
Or
We're
was
not
they
doing that.
sponsor?
well, you can get them at Kmart. So
This Kmart
I don't think Kmart's still around.
Yeah, I don't think it's still around.
That's a WWW era
Yeah.
shit right there.
HTTP.
WWW retail era right there. There's no Kmart anymore.
Yeah, there's no Kmart, Rich.
I saw someone sent me from like my hometown where I grew up. Like, are these things still around? Like, do you remember these things? And man, dude, you ever want to feel old? Like, you start looking at either like when someone shows you how old a song is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like someone will tag you in a song, and even if it's like a crappy song, you're like, I don't even remember this, but you're like in your head, you're like, fuck, that was 20
Well, like 90s R&B is the best era
I
ever.
think so.
For sure.
90s R&B, and like if you have XM radio and you're listening, it'll throw the date out there. And I was listening to a song the other day that popped up, and it said 93. And I was
Yeah,
like, holy
it takes you back,
shit,
yeah.
man.
I graduated
Dude,
in '93.
To your point,
you?
man, I was
My 30-year
hanging out with some
anniversary.
fellas.
I was 12.
Diego's old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't we all? No, me and some of the boys
1993.
were hanging out, man. This has probably been 10 years ago now. And one of the waitresses at the spot was telling, we were talking about music, and she's like, oh, I love classic rock. And whenever I hear classic rock, I mean, you know what we're thinking, right?
Yeah.
70s.
And we're like, yeah, who do you like? Who do you like?
You're like Aerosmith? What, like, who we jamming out there with?
Sugar Ray.
Oh,
What?
God.
I was like, you guys, we laughed. We laughed, you know. No, it wasn't so much, you know, at her, but it was more at ourselves, like, goddamn, really,
Sugar Ray.
that's-
What did Sugar Ray sing? Fly?
Man,
I wouldn't admit I knew
Isn't
if I
that
knew.
Limp Bizkit?
yeah, I'm trying to search my mind for one of their songs,
I
but
think it was
not
Fly.
many. Something like that. I think you're right.
I want to say it was probably about a year or two ago.
Know it. If you know it, sing along. But I'm not doing it.
I just want to fly.
There you go. That's
Put
classic
your
rock
arms
these
around me,
days.
baby.
Hey, so at our gym, I'll just toss on like a playlist from Apple Music, whatever it is that night, and I think I was like a New York, so it was like a Biggie mix with like
yeah.
Method Man and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't know.
Good stuff.
And these kids are like, oh, it's old school hip hop day. I'm like, no, old school hip hop would be
Yeah,
like Beastie Boys from 84, 85. No, this is old school now.
Grandmaster Flash.
Run DMC.
Yeah.
Run
So
DMC,
what?
yeah.
So what? It's funny. I remember having these thoughts as a kid of like, man, classic music. That's so old. Do we like our music now is classic music?
Yeah.
Like, but we go.
Well, you
like,
got to think, like, Tupac and Biggie died in what year?
96
So
and
some of these
97.
dudes weren't even alive yet.
Yeah.
Like, some of these fighters weren't even born. And Tupac and Biggie dead.
Hey,
Selena's dead.
I got one of my.
These dudes are still in the womb.
Somebody sent
Right.
Somebody sent me one of my favorite memes I've read, and I don't know how long. And it says, "That's why I ate your chips, you fat mother," and it's like, or whatever Tupac said, you know. And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
That's good stuff.
That's
That
not
ain't what he
quite how
said.
that starts,
Yeah.
but because he came out hard.
It came out hard, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs ever. That was a good one.
It's very different. Do you listen to much like newer hip hop?
Not really. Not really.
Have
What do you
tried-
listen to?
Old school. My school. How about that? My school.
Okay, yeah. all
Hip
right.
hop, R&B.
So you got how's your
Salsa
son? Wayne?
merengue. I love that.
15. You just turned 15 this month.
And my son's a little older. He's 23, but yeah, the music now
It's different.
it's very different.
Yeah.
It's not really like I don't want to say it's not lyrical because there's some things I listen to that like the lyrical content's not bad. Like I like Run the Jewels, but they're older. They're our age, so they're older guys who are rapping. But some like if it has little and it's not Wayne, I probably don't know. Like I probably don't understand.
Little baby.
little peeps, little peeps.
Little boo boo.
A lot of
never
this
heard of
era
Lil Boo
of
Boo.
rap and hip hop is humana, humana, humana.
Oh, the mumble rap stuff.
That's what you get out of
That's when I
this
stopped.
generation.
we sound like 4 old white dudes right now.
That's right. Back in my day.
This is Lulac.
You sound like you sound like your drunk Mexican grandpa sitting at the house. Get off my yard! Get off my yard! No, it's very different, man. I got all those young kids at our gym, and they'll put something on. I'm like, what is this
Dude, what is this
garbage
shit?
you are
Yeah.
listening to?
Yeah.
Or you'll hear a beat, and you're like, oh, I remember that beat. Wait,
It's the new
that-
shit.
Yeah, like that beat was used 17 years ago, and not. But today, it's like it's a new thing. Like, no, man, it's not. That's very old and very fun.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of fun, hit me
No,
with
no,
it.
no,
No,
go ahead.
you're
No, no, go
mumbling your lips like
No,
a
like,
stripper
for example,
looking
like
at fresh
the recent,
money coming out of a
like
wallet.
the recent viral trend was that song Maria Maria.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, everybody was like,
Santana.
"Oh, this is, yeah." They
Is
were
that
like,
Santana, right?
yes,
Yeah.
They were all blowing it up. Oh, it's the greatest song ever. I was like, dude.
Have you seen the ones where like some dude covers Ozzy? And then someone plays like the Ozzy song behind it. They're like, this Ozzy guy's gonna blow up, man. Like he's gonna.
Hey, good call, pal. You're 30 years too
Yeah,
late.
he's getting a lot of push. I'm like, Ozzy doesn't know where he's at.
Can
right
you hear
now.
Diego in your headphones?
No, you won't be able to hear me.
He's the,
I mean,
the
I can
microphone
just-
is just
I
for
I
can
had it
looks, I
programmed
guess.
Hear
for you
him.
guys.
I can just hear him.
Is it working? Is
I
yours
can hear
working?
I can hear all you guys.
Yeah, but you're talking about your microphone.
Yeah, is your mic gonna
Yes,
work?
it's working.
Okay.
I
Are you
can hear
sure?
you. Yes, of course.
Let's get production in here. Where is?
Let's get the experts.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Brian Duval or somebody just walked through here. They can help.
Hey, so Eric and I just got back from Vegas this week. Went out there to
fun.
hang out with the man Techi. Got to see some promotions. Got to roll a little bit. We got to roll with Fred Simpajau, who comes and says he's old as shit, but I'm older than him. But also, man, it's cool when you see someone like he's 44 and he's still like, dude,
Fredson?
he got excited to see other black belts on the mat.
Oh yeah, he jumped on that.
Yeah, so we're out on the mat, and it's Claudia Gasiela and Bryce, and I can't remember Tavares. I remember how you say his last name. Shout out to Bryson getting his first degree on his black belt as well. But get out there, and it's cool because the UFC has all their their office employees out there just training, like learning jiu-jitsu, learning about what's going on. And we're on there, and we're doing the warm-ups and stuff, and it's cool. You know, you're a visiting black belt. And every school's different, but you know, they bring you to the front, which neither of us wanted to do. But we're standing at the front in front of all these people who we don't know, and you're hanging out, and then out of the corner of my eye, you see like Fredson come up, and he's like kind of looking around, like, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
And then he gets his gi. He's got no belt. He's got no belt.
The top don't even
The
close.
top don't even close. But he gets out, man, and
Does he have his hands in the front like Al Bundy?
Kinda. I will say, like, that was the most fun I've had rolling in a long time. I laughed so hard with him because he reminds me. He reminds me a lot of Macaco. You know, who I got my brown belt from originally, and he reminds me of that old school Brazilian guy who's trying to have some fun at the same time, like make you cry because he's trying to put so much pressure.
And he's been training for how long?
Well,
He's been in the thing for.
So we
He
looked
used to
up.
fight in the UFC.
Yeah, he's
At
a,
145,
he's
and now
a-
he's like 250.
So he's 44 years old. So this will give you some ideas. I'm 44. He's 44. We're about 5 months difference. I started training jiu-jitsu, like really training in like late 98, early 99. He got his black belt in 99 and is a 5th degree black belt.
It's badass.
Like 24 years of being a black belt. He also went from purple belt to black belt. because he had won worlds at white, blue, and purple, and his coach is like, he's just so good, we're gonna like let him go.
Wow, that's impressive.
And then he reels off like 4 more years of winning worlds as a black belt. So obviously, like they made the right
Yeah, it's
decision.
justified.
And for those who don't know Fredson, like he is known as like the wrist lock master.
Yeah.
And
Diego's empty.
Diego, what are you doing, man? Refill.
Get some fucking ice, Diego.
So he's known as like being this like wrist lock master. And so for those who maybe aren't as educated in jiu-jitsu, it means you really can't grab much. Like
Yeah.
you've really got to think about where you're grabbing. And I will say I cheated a little bit because I had something going on that I had to miss a roll. So I'm out on my phone and I see Eric rolling with him first. And I see Eric grab, and I know you that's also, you got your baseball bat choke, you do your thing, but where he grabbed on the back of the collar, you can't get wrist locked there. So I sat there and was
Makes
like,
sense.
I logged that in my head because I knew when I stepped back out there, he's going to call me. Dude, the moment my feet hit the ground, and so
Fresh meat.
yeah, I get over there, and first of all, his pressure is just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's heavy, man.
He's stupid pressure. But everything I grab, my only goal was like, I'm not going to get wrist locked.
Yeah.
That's my only goal. And so I did the same thing as Eric did. I wasn't even trying for baseball bat chokes. I'm just trying to save my wrists.
Yeah.
I got put him up there, and he got close a few times. But, man, I got a sweep. I was super, like, happy. I was like, oh, I swept Fredson. And he swept me right back. Like, it wasn't like I did anything super, super cool. But it was really cool, man, that experience of going out there and seeing, man, that facility is beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. It is. It's great.
That's as like world class as you can get. As we're sitting there, who we look over and see?
Hussein.
Hussein Ali, our 145 champ.
Yeah.
Over there, one of his main training partners got a last minute call up and was fighting this weekend.
He's fighting this coming weekend.
Hey, he's fighting this weekend in the UFC. So shout out to him.
With Daniel Pineda on that same card.
Daniel
Yeah,
Pineda on that
super
same
excited
card.
about that.
But his coach walked over to us, and it's cool because, you know, we're known as the Fury guys. Like, so we're sitting there, and I hear, "Hey, the Fury guys!"
Hey, yo,
I
how
turn
you
around,
doing?
I'm like,
Why the
"What?"
fuck my guy's not
Hey,
in the UFC?
hey, the fucking Fury guys. Hey.
Yeah, shout out to Smedjanima. He come over and basically like, yeah, why the fuck my guy's not in the UFC? And you're like, well, why isn't you guy fighting?
Yeah, that was his first thing. He's like, hey, call Sean right now. We need to get Hussein in. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, man, listen, I can't
It's
work
a matter of
magic,
time.
baby.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
And this is kind of for all the fighters listening as well. A lot can be said for activity,
Yes.
and that's one
I
thing.
said that. I broke that down to him.
Eric talked about, hey, this is the last time you fought, the time before this, and this is where you're at now, and you've got to be active. So I know there's a lot of fighters who think, man, my record's whatever it is.
Man, you
I'm going to
gotta-
sit out 8
I'm going to
months.
sit here and wait till I get the call, right?
No, you can't do that.
It's not good, man. It's not a good look.
Can't do that, man. Mick and Sean, you know, they go down that list. They want to see you active. They want to see you finishing people. So
Fighting decent opponents,
yeah, so
decent opposition.
that was a cool experience,
How about the food?
dude.
We went to the same spot 2 days in a row. It was so good.
So there's this spot called Salulitas.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Eric is basically a walking garbage disposal. Like the dude, and but not bad food.
As
like,
long as it's protein.
yeah,
As long as it's meat.
if it's protein, which they are, if it's
That's on.
protein,
It's
that
on.
dude can just eat. And even when he'll say shit like, man, I'm trying to lighten up a little bit. he tells he's like, I'm trying to lighten
I
up what I
lightened
eat a
up
little
on
bit.
one of
He
the days.
had a 4x4 in and out.
Yeah. I've seen
lettuce
Eric
wrap.
go all
He
in
was
on
like,
a 4x4
he was
before.
like, no big deal,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a 4x4.
With the lettuce for the buns.
I'm
Yeah.
over there. I need a nap after a double. But he's found this place called Salulitas we went to the last time we were in Vegas. And this time we went 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, I've never seen burritos this big.
Right.
Like the size of my forearm
Holy shit.
is the regular burrito coming out.
That's what she said.
And normally when you get food that has like this massive amount of food, it's not good. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
everything is fire. Like the meat's amazing, and it's Mexican and Filipino.
That's what it said.
Yeah.
It says Mexican with a Filipino twist.
And then I
Nice.
got a Greek ass burger the first night there. I got
Diego got
lamb,
one of those at the Jack Shack the other night.
Did you?
a Filipino twist.
Filipino
He
twist?
got the Filipino twist
Is
after
that
his
what
last shot.
Is that what they call it?
That's the nipple and the head at the same time, right? That's
Is
the
it? Which
Filipino
head?
twist.
That's a
Which
good
head?
one.
Either one.
I gotta give him that.
Either one.
Is that what they gave you the Filipino twist, man?
Diego, 14 minutes in, we got the we got that twist. We got our first soundbite of the day with the Filipino twist.
You know, it's a little challenging to keep making these references, but not use the same material over and over. So I do what I can to switch it up a little bit.
I gotta give you that one. That one's
You're
pretty
welcome.
good.
The Filipino twist. I won't forget that. Is that the same as the rusty trombone?
I don't know, Rich. I defer to Rich's expertise on this one.
Listen,
All
it's
the-
not the same.
All the dirty
feelings-
nicknames, I know.
The feeling is
Is that the
close.
same, Diego?
Like I know the Dirty Sanchez. That's about it. All these other ones, I'm gonna have to go to Rich on.
Come on, man. What everybody do yesterday?
They named that one after.
You said you're still recovering from Sunday.
Oh God, man, yeah, dude.
Yesterday was a holiday. Obviously.
I worked.
Yeah, yesterday was Memorial Day. That was my recovery day. You know, we partied at the house Sunday. Had a few friends over. Drank way too much.
What'd you drink?
Listened to a lot of great music.
Howler?
Man,
Yep.
yeah. There was some howler involved. You know, to have some shots. The Mexican candy shots. Anita was firing those up with the tahini on it. I've still got like souvenirs in my phone from there's like tahini all over my
You're
shit.
drinking those?
Yeah, apparently a lot more than I remember. Yeah, man.
You like those?
No, I
I
don't like
had a
spicy.
fucking blast. Listened to some
I'm
good
spicy
music. Drank
enough, I
way
don't
too
need
much.
to-
Kicked it by the pool. Kids had a fucking blast.
Well, that's what it's about, right?
Yeah. Good times, man. Good times.
The memories.
Yeah, man.
What you do, Rich?
We went to this brewery.
Yesterday
I-
or Sunday?
What was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, Memorial Day. Yeah, I don't want to ruin my spot, but we went out to this spot and great beer, great drinks. They were out of crawfish when we got there, which is
Oh,
pretty disappointing.
yeah.
But we also used it as a daylight. I don't have a lot of time, as you guys know. None of us have a lot of time.
No,
Word.
no.
So we had a business meeting like with one of our gym owners, Sid and me. We're out there and planning out our facility and
Got
getting
drunk?
hammered a little bit.
Got drunk on beer.
A little bit. I was feeling pretty. First beer I've had a beer in 5
Carbach
weeks.
Brewing.
Oh, Carbach.
That's what I started with on Sunday. You know, some Crawford Bach, and then I moved on to Love Street, and then it was Crown and Cherry Coke from there, and then Mexican
Crown and
candy.
Cherry Coke.
Just like escalation, you can
Oh, it
really
was,
see happening.
yeah, I could see that. That was Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
What'd you do yesterday?
Nothing. Went shopping with the girls.
That sounds terrible.
The wife took me and Aubrey to the mall.
Spent all his money.
EJ tagged along. I got nothing. They got everything.
You got the enjoyment and the memories, right?
That's it.
And the bank
And
statement.
it's funny though, cause like we go to the mall and he's just like, "All right, are we done yet? Like, can we go eat?" Had some Papa's barbecue
It's good stuff.
yesterday. So Sunday, we did our thing though. Had family over and swimming and lots of drinking, lots of memories.
Good time. Diego worked all weekend, so he's got nothing.
He
He's got some good stories though.
Yes.
What you got, Diego? You arrest anybody?
I did actually.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
How'd it go down?
Not good.
What happened? What'd they do?
Being stupid.
What?
Just being stupid. I can't. I'm not.
Well, you don't have to like give the case
on.
number or
Yeah,
anything,
you don't have
man.
to give me the. You don't have to give
nobody
me,
here's gonna go like
So-
track down
so
who
it's
got
a-
arrested.
You don't have to give me their
It's a
name.
road rage incident
Yeah.
involving. I guess the guy got pissed off and pull out a gun and aimed at the guy and just.
and he called the cops.
Yeah.
And
Pretty
then you
much.
came in and
So did he shoot him?
No, he just aimed at him.
did you throw him on the ground and
No,
rough him up?
nah.
Hey, so do you ever like?
I do verbal judo. So most of the time, I just give him the handcuffs, and then
Say put these on.
put these on.
Diego, hey, do you ever show up to a situation like that where the guy's like, "Yeah, man, he put a gun out on me," and the other guy's like, "Yeah, man, he was jerking off in his car with my kids watching as we're driving." And it's like,
hey.
I get why he pulled the gun out.
I'm
at
not
you.
saying you
Well,
should have
it's
pulled the gun.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I understand.
Yeah.
Well, technically, that's not a reason to pull a gun out.
Really?
I guess, man.
That's not indecent.
No.
Like
it is. I mean, it is, but it's not.
It's not a,
pull
it's
out
not a
a gun
life-threatening situation.
to where
So I
you
guess
feel
you mean,
threatened,
what about
you know
what
what
about
I'm
an unloaded gun? Can you point an
Can't-
unloaded gun at someone for
can you
something
point
like
a
that?
gun with no
How would
clip
I-
in
There's
it?
degrees,
Yes,
you know.
No bullets.
But at
No
the time
clip,
you
no
weren't.
bullet.
Yes,
I just
so I
wanna-
pointed the
I
gun
want-
at it, but it wasn't loaded
Yeah,
yet.
but
What
at
if
the
you-
time, you wouldn't know if it's.
Yeah, of
loaded
course
or
not.
What if
so-
you just throw a bullet at somebody?
Simple salt. It's a classy simple salt.
So we're better off with just jerking off in the car than throwing the bullet at somebody.
What's with the jerking off?
Hey,
I don't know. Like he's
Hey, jerking off is a killable offense to Rich Burmaster, okay?
That's your kill shot?
evidently.
That's Rich's kill shot.
Yeah. Oh no!
Come on, man.
Hey. Listen, we said we were going to keep this show clean. It has not.
I know.
It has
We're
not
terrible
started.
It's your fault.
It
man.
has
It's
not.
your fault. Talking about Filipino twists.
Hey, listen, I didn't name it.
Oh man. Let's talk some fights.
Fury Challenger Series 4.
Which ones are we talking about, man? What fights are we talking about? We have so many. Fury Challenger Series 4 went down, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, felt like
521.
a week ago.
It was a great
couple,
card.
21st.
Yeah. 521, it went down. Look, I got to log back in to pull up this entire card. But Diego's got it there. Wayne, talk about the fight.
We got a quick rundown for you right here. Main event, Justice Lam Perez took on Hector Sainz, 155 pounds. Hector Sainz pulling off the victory there.
Dude,
Hector back in the win column.
did Heck? That was a bloody fight for a fight that didn't take too long.
Won by triangle.
Yeah, I want to say the first punch, maybe the first couple punches from Hector, bloodied him up. That pushes Hector to 5-1. Mm-hmm. I would say he has an outside shot at contenders this year.
He's a blip on the radar. A couple more fights and he's there, I think, man.
One more finish against a good name. We actually got him booked already.
Yeah,
But I think one more finish, 2 would be better.
right.
I think 2 would really secure it, but maybe one more.
Speaking of guys who are looking at being right there, Tedrick Macklin pushes his record to 6-0.
And I'm trying to book Tedrick for San Antonio. I don't know if
You think we'll have him?
I mean, I think he needs one more. I don't think he goes to Contender Series yet.
That was a closer fight than I thought. How about Raymond Cardenas coming out with the flying knee to start the fight?
Yeah.
Like it looked like he clipped him.
Yeah, I mean, Tedrick will fight whoever, whenever. Doesn't matter, because Cardenas missed weight by 6 pounds. 5 or 6 pounds.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
And
That's hard.
Somebody else in Macklin's position that's undefeated might say,
No thanks.
yeah, I'm probably not going to risk my record right now fighting a guy that's already got an advantage because he's going to come in probably 20 pounds heavier.
Right.
But he was like, no, I'm down here. I got to fight.
I feel like Macklin gets kind of slept on when it comes to. I mean, I know I've seen there was one MMA Junkie article I think that was written about like upcoming prospects.
He was on there.
And he was on there. You got
Yeah,
to
he was.
mention,
I'm saying like I know he was on that one. I just feel like there should be more buzz around this guy.
think he's
I
good,
feel
man.
He is good.
I agree.
He's really good.
He's very good, and it's a matter of time, man.
Especially we're talking about a guy who's striking base. He's that karate, and he's submitting. Dude, I don't think that's his third
He
submission.
rear naked choked?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's about it. Like, he's asking for Colton England. Like,
I'd love to see it.
he wants a tough fight. He's like, man, let me beat somebody like Colton, like somebody that'll stand up, and then, he'll give him whoever at 55. He still wants to fight Cody Steele.
So, do you want to make that fight, or as a promoter, do you want to kind of protect both of those prospects and their
It's hard.
potential futures? Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
hard.
I mean,
I'd love to see it, but I get that side of it too.
I feel like Macklin needs a win over somebody like Colton who's been to Contender Series.
Would he accept it?
And if I'm being honest, and no offense to Colton, I feel like if you put Colton and Macklin both side by side and Sean has to pick one to go to Contender Series, he's probably going to take Macklin first.
Right.
Just because he hasn't been there, he's undefeated.
Colton's got the look before he's on Contender Series already,
and not that Colton doesn't have another shot. I think he
Right,
does, but
for
I think
sure.
he needs to beat somebody like Macklin.
It's definitely harder when they've seen you once.
Right.
And
Right.
and right now
That doesn't mean you're not going to get another shot.
No.
But it is definitely harder because they want to see new blood.
Right.
New faces, or somebody that went out there on Contender Series and had a great performance and lost
Yeah.
and didn't get picked up, or won and didn't get picked up.
That's right.
I mean, if you think about it, Colton went out there and the fight was finished really quick. Granted, it was over an eye poke, that he got TKO'd. It was called a TKO, but it was in like the first 2 minutes of the fight. So he didn't really get to show what he wanted to show.
Yeah.
But I feel like he needs to get in there and beat somebody like Tedrick Macklin. Not necessarily Macklin,
Right,
but
no.
a Tedrick Macklin, a Markel Medeiros,
Right.
a Tracy
another
Reeder.
top prospect.
Right.
Hector Science. One
Hector
of these
Science,
guys,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, somebody that is young and upcoming and hasn't had their shot yet. Works both ways.
Hey, speaking of great performances, what about Dimas Chapas, man?
Yeah, that kid's
So-
good. But that, I mean, another weight miss.
That was what I was going to say. So I got bombarded. So Dimas Chapas basically went with a flying triangle against the cage after he dominated on the feet.
Right.
Like he looked amazing. And I got asked a few times. We gave the submission of the night to Hector Science. He won main event submission. But I can tell you now, had Dimas made weight, he very much probably would have won the submission of the night with his flying triangle. All of the potential in the world, and I don't remember him having weight cutting issues
As an
before. Yeah, I don't remember. And he had a lot of amateur
He
fights.
didn't fight for us as an amateur yet, so that's a difference too. Like a guy like that had such a stacked amateur record. We didn't get him until he turned pro. We brought him over to us as a 0-1 pro. We picked him up after seeing him at Paradigm Combat Sports 1 or 2.
I think it was one.
It was 1, the first one. Yeah, I went to the first one and I saw him and Gabriel Wanderlei, and I got both of them after that. I was like, man, both of these guys are going to be good. They fought each other. But anyway, we didn't get to see what Dimas was and how he performed when it came to stuff outside of fighting as an amateur. And that's a difference in who we see that we're bringing up as an amateur. Like we can tell you everything about Josh Van.
Yeah.
We can tell you everything about Michael Aswell,
Right.
Justice Torres, Cam Smotherman, like guys like that Isaac Moreno. We
Yeah,
brought
we
all those
watched them
guys.
grow up. They grew up under this umbrella.
Cody
yeah.
Steele, so there's a bunch of guys, but yeah, we had to talk with Dimas and his team, and we're like, man, y'all just got to get this shit under control. He's got all the talent in the world, but if
Yeah.
you can't make weight, you ain't going
yeah.
nowhere.
Nope.
You ain't going nowhere. That's a huge pet peeve, I think, of the UFC guys and
Yeah.
Mick and Sean and Dana. I'm assuming you go up there and you bust weight, and they're like, dude, you're at the biggest stage you'll ever be at. Like,
And you can't make weight.
you can't fucking make weight, and
Yeah.
we got money on you, you know?
Mhm.
So if you can't make weight right now for us,
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be mad at Eric. I mean, that's
Yeah.
we're sending guys to the UFC, and that's
You
their
might-
criteria.
Hey, but shout out to Armando Zuniga as well, who again, as a fighter, decided to stay on the card. He very much could have, and no one would have said a word, not taken that fight
Right.
because
And
there was
been
an agreed
justified
upon
doing
there
it.
was an agreed upon weight for the next day, and he missed that as well. So like he missed weight twice for this
yeah,
fight.
so there's nothing official that says you have to weigh in the next day if you're overweight, but a team can say, hey, I want this guy to weigh in tomorrow, and I don't want him to be more than this weight, just so they had agreed on
149,
149, 146.
46. You're right. Yeah,
146. They had agreed on 146 pounds, which is 10 pounds, one weight class up.
yeah.
And he came in at 149.
Sorry. Yeah.
And they were like, dude, what the hell? Like, what is the consequence?
Yeah.
What do you do? So at that point, I basically told his coach, I told Johnny Bedford, who was Zuniga's coach, I was like, it's up to y'all at this point, man. Like, obviously he didn't make weight yesterday and he didn't follow through today. So they're like, well, we just want all his money. and to Dimas' things, like, I don't give a shit, take my money. I just want to fight.
Yeah.
So,
So hopefully we see that weight cut fixed for his next fight.
because he's talented as hell.
Super talented.
Dimas
Super
is,
talented.
Dimas
Comes from
is
a great
good. He's a
team.
good kid, very respectable, but he's
Yeah.
got to make weight.
Yeah, maybe fight at 145 instead.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the contenders for Tough Man of the Year, man, Christian Lopez and Carlos Jimenez threw down, and what wasn't a super long fight. But what about the knee injury? It looked like it was a knee injury or ankle or foot.
Yeah,
you know,
CJ was a knee. It was real
really-
time. It was hard to tell if it was his ankle or his knee or what.
It was odd. One, Christian Lopez showed that he is tough. Like he's way tougher than I think people give him credit for. Because CJ Jimenez,
Yeah.
when you talk about a dog, that dude's a dog.
How about Lopez dropping down to make 35
Jeez.
from 40? I mean, all his fights have been at 45.
Yeah.
He came in at 133. 133.
What a pro.
And he looked good. Like he looked good. He had moments in the fight.
He held
that
his own
was
and he
winning.
could have won, especially
Yeah.
whenever Jimenez's knee gave out
Yeah, well,
on him.
apparently that was a pre-existing injury. Like, they almost pulled him from the fight because he had hurt his knee a couple weeks prior. And Carlos was like, nah, I'm here. I want to fight.
How about the I don't know whether it's too much respect or Carlos at one point stood up and stumbled across the cage and fell against the side trying to get his knee under control, and Christian did not run over
he
there
didn't-
and
he
start
didn't
hitting
pounce,
him.
yeah.
He stayed back like, is he okay? Like, and he gave him a shot.
I'd have
and
whooped that ass.
You got
I
to
know,
run.
right?
as a coach, it was frustrating.
Well,
I'll tell you.
It's
Well,
instinct,
what's-
right?
Yeah.
He's a nice guy in real life, walking around, I guess.
So
'cause
I mean, the
Rich
referee would
Burmaster
have
would have killed him.
the ref would have been okay if he would have stopped it at that point, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would have argued. So
Yeah.
who was it, Joe?
Yeah,
It was Joe Solis, yeah.
Joe
So, I mean-
Solis, whenever he went down with that knee, Joe
I
walked
mean,
like, "Hey,
and
man."
shout out to Joe. Like Carlos was talking to Joe, saying, and I couldn't tell exactly what he was saying, but he was talking right to Joe, but he couldn't stand for a minute. He kept trying to stand up.
And a lot of times the referee will make you stand up and be like, "Walk to me."
Walk to me, yeah.
I mean, and there was no foul, so
Right.
there's no stoppage.
Right.
Like Christian Lopez would have been within his right to run over there and just start swinging.
I think I said something about that to you during the moment. Like, dude, why doesn't he jump on him?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
There's it's hard. Christian Lopez, I think, is very much a super respectable. Like he's just a good kid.
Yeah.
I don't think that necessarily speaks to him not maybe having like a killer instinct or something. But I can tell you as a coach, I'd be like, dude, what are we doing? You got to run over there.
This
and
kid
hit
has
that dude.
not had one easy fight.
No.
None. He fought Oliver Jimenez,
Yeah, knocked him down like 30 seconds.
Justice Torres,
Yeah.
Michael Aswell,
Yeah.
Carlos Jimenez. He has not had one easy fight.
Yeah.
None. All those dudes are straight killers.
Hey, fight of the night was Thomas Herrera and Jake Williams in a heavyweight
was a
throwdown.
freaking awesome
Just a
fight.
slobber knocker.
How about Jake getting that first win?
First
man?
Yeah,
dub.
finally,
Congratulations to Jake Williams for picking up his first professional win. The first punch of the night he threw busted open Herrera's nose.
Yeah, it was a
Listen,
gusher.
we've seen Jake throw some heat, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget the uppercut he landed on James Ford as a Ammy from fucking grandma's house.
Yeah. Bow.
Insane.
They got suplexed.
Yeah, I think I got suplexed to the roof. But shout out to Jake Williams, man. It was a fun fight. Back and forth. Thomas Herrera.
What is this? You put your howler in here?
No, man, that's some vitamin C, baby. Trying to.
That's so he can pee clean at work after the podcast.
And then, hey, kicking off the night, Vic Gonzalez with the decision victory over Oscar Herrera. Congratulations out to Vic, man. That's 4 in a row for Vic, bringing his record back up.
Yeah, man.
That's a hard fight, man. It's, Eric and I think all of us, man, you grow to like these fighters.
Yeah, man. We
And
talked about it on the last podcast,
Yeah.
man. You know, Oscar Herrera and
Oscar's
Vic
my
both.
boy.
Yeah.
Oscar is such a solid dude. Like, I know when we go out to Denver, like, hey, you want to pick you up? He'll pick us up, take us out to eat, whatever it may be. Do everything he can to always push the promotion. And, you know, my guys have fought him twice now. Once as an amateur, I had a kid fight him, and we lost. And this time as a pro, but also...
Split decision. It was close.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't that close. But it was 4-1, you know.
I thought
coming in.
Oscar won, actually.
Okay, well, you weren't watching the fight. So, no, but you know, shout out to Oscar Herrera for taking the fight. Vic is on a roll, and it's a risky fight. You're 4-1, and you're fighting a guy who's just had 3 first-round finishes in a row. And Vic did. I think Vic did enough to earn the victory. Obviously, as a coach, I wanted to see more from him, but you know, it was fine. We'll take that dub and move on about our lives. How good did Lester Botras Jr. look?
Oh, dude. Lester's on a roll, man. You can see the experience now really coming into play.
GoPro already.
From
right?
doing that IMMAF.
Yeah.
All those fights that he's taken, 4 fights in 2 days or
Yeah, I
something.
think he's out there again right now. And
He's getting ready.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for it. Now, when he comes back from that, he's going to make his pro debut.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Going to
like,
Colombia.
when you talk about like poise and you talk about like ring control and like generalship of running a fight, that kid's one of the best young fighters I've seen. And it's the experience. He's out there. He's fighting consistently. He's training every day.
And what's cool about that is you cannot pick your fucking opponent.
No.
Like, this is who you got from this country. This is the weight. You're weighing in. You're fighting. And you don't know shit about the guy. Like, it's not like you're doing research and stuff. You just get in there and throw.
Yep.
And he's done well. I think he won gold, huh?
Yeah. Oh
Twice.
no! Oh, he won silver.
He won gold the first time.
He lost a decision one time, and so I think he's got gold and silver or something like that.
This last one, they just went where?
Puerto Rico or
I know the first
some
one was
European
Mexico.
place?
The first one was Mexico. He got gold. So this last one, maybe he got silver.
The kid's good.
But the kid's good, man.
Speaking of good, Ari Cobb pick up our 115 title this weekend.
Ari too with the finish. Got her a finish.
Shout out to Camden Fontenot.
Yeah, War Training Center guy.
War Training Center, man. His grappling is solid. Like, that kid's wrestling. I think he's one of the more underrated 35ers in the city. Luis Robles looking fantastic out of Blitz MMA. And then we had Brian James, Jose Mejas. Brian James picked up the victory in that fight. James Ramon picked up the victory to earn the title shot against Michael White. And then we have, I want to say, did Joseph Rodriguez win or Elisha Wilson? I don't remember.
Elisha Wilson. Triangle
won.
choke.
And then our first fight of the night, Andy Nelson and Tyree Mickens, split decision win for Mr. Andy Nelson. But a fun card, man. These Challenger Series cards are getting better and better. And, it's funny anytime Eric and I have a chance when we're out talking with one of the Fight Pass people or executive people of some kind, we're quick to point out records. Hey, look at our cards and look at these other cards that are out there. And you can compare most Fight Pass promotions to our Challenger Series cards. Like our Challenger Series are that good. They are that good and stacked with talent. When you look at Macklin and Hector Science, those guys could be co-maining and maining a Fury card and maining a lot of other promotions.
Yeah,
as
main
well.
event for a lot of other ones. Yeah.
What's next? What's next after Challenger Series? We got
June
Amateur
11th.
50, right?
Fury Amateur Series.
How
50.
many
Wow.
amateur shows would it be if you counted like the cage combats and the?
Oh, I don't know. I lost count.
Well, I mean,
It'd be a lot.
around 50.
Well, if you take into consideration, which we don't, basically every time we have a Fury card, the undercard being an amateur event
Yeah.
is basically an amateur series card.
Yeah.
And how many Pro-Am cards have we done? Like, a lot.
A ton.
At least 40 of them. So you would just add 40 on that. So, but technically we could probably be at
90.
yeah.
So coming up, 6/11 H-Town, we got Fury Amateur Series number 50. Isaac Vasquez and Hayden Bryars fighting for the 135 title. Jamez Ramon and Michael White fighting for the 125
His
title.
name is James.
James
Why is it?
Ramon.
Why is
James.
it
His parents
Like,
did
what's
it to
wrong
him,
with
man.
his parents?
Yeah.
They wanted to be different.
I would have come up with Jaimez or something, or
Can't
maybe
stand
Jaime.
James.
I thought it
Maybe
was-
the Z is silent.
thought maybe
yeah.
it was Jaime.
You could do so much with that name, but yeah,
James.
no, it's James.
Jamez.
Nope, no, I'm sorry,
James.
it's James.
Got the return of Damien Arande.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
I haven't seen
looking-
him in a while.
I'm really
man.
looking forward to this Gavin Cisneros and Joe Hendershot fight. Joe Hendershot's very good. Cisneros has looked really good. I'm interested to see who kind of walks out of this fight.
Siniceros.
Hey, the return of Marat Turlikov.
Marat Turlibakov.
Turlibakov. Hey, Marat, don't look at the ref.
Oh yeah, golly.
Hey, Marat's a stud, man.
Yeah,
he
he
fucked
is.
up that last one.
Yeah, he did.
But he is
It was a
stud.
learning experience for him.
He's fighting Gonzalez.
Yeah.
That dude's a fucking stud too. He's coming out of Main Street. He's gonna throw heat.
Also in the card, Randy Gonzalez and Terrence Chapman.
Heavyweights. That Chapman kid is the one that we signed when Justice and Aswell were sitting right here, and he called
yeah.
him. Remember?
Yeah, okay.
Let's see what Chapman's about. They talk real high about him.
Noah Beatty taking on the return of Mr. Devin Jones.
No, that fight's awful.
That's gonna be terrible.
Yeah,
No one
I
wants
wonder
this.
who Rich has got on that one.
No one wants. I'm
Noah.
Probably Noah.
And Noah's got the better
Probably
mullet.
Noah. It looks definitely a better looking dude. Martin Pineda taking on Aaron Mesquite. How do you say that name?
Mesquetti.
Mesquite.
Mesquetti.
This is why I'm not the announcer.
Aaron Mesquetti.
Listen, I every time I have to do weigh-ins
I
and,
don't know.
and Wayne
I'm
doesn't
thinking
show up.
that's got to be Mesquite.
Thank you.
Well, I fell a victim to that.
Listen,
too.
man, I talked to the guy. It's Mesquetti.
No, you
See, he also told me that Gurule was Guriel.
Guriel.
Yeah,
No,
I
that
talked
was
to him
Rich.
backstage, and it
That
was-
was Rich.
He swore up and he's like,
Guru.
That was Rich.
Hey, we signed Luis Gurielli.
That was Rich.
It's my
That
Eric
was a spot on
impersonation.
Eric Garcia.
Thank you.
Wow.
Gurielli. then he choked himself.
Yeah.
Is this Lygine Varela? What is that name? Lion? Leanne? What is that?
Where? Oh, golly.
Or is that just a misspelling?
Ayin.
Okay.
All right. He's fighting Derek Pierce.
Ayin.
Ethan
Ayin
Perales and
Varela.
Jonathan Kinski, Emmett Epperson and Chance Luling, Juan Maltos and Jacob Martinez, Thomas Muniz and somebody, maybe, Caleb Yarbrough and Paul Wilson. Going to be a fun fight. Make sure you go get your tickets to FuryFC.tv.
Say it, Wayne.
FuryFC.tv for all your Fury Amateur Series. Fury FC tickets. That's FuryFC.tv.
www.
www.https://
And then we return just 2 weeks later, 6:25.
To a star-studded.
Dude, listen, we have really not talked about this card yet.
No.
But-
We we need to start dropping all the posters on IG, like all the matchup posters, because a lot of people don't see.
He pays a lot of money for them. I'm sure.
Making us do more stuff.
A lot of people don't know what the card looks like until when.
You heard kick off the show earlier was, hey, we need to make Wayne do a bunch of voiceovers.
Hey,
That's what he does.
go find the card somewhere on.
Yeah, for sure. It's
online.
posted.
Where?
Tapology.
Nobody give a fuck about that.
No, our IG is the perfect place for him, though.
All right, so
You're
hey,
not wrong, sir.
main event. We've got Alberto Trujillo
We still need
taking
to make
on
the logo bigger on all of our posters.
Josh Walker for the 125 title.
That's nice.
That's gonna be a great fight. That title being vacated by Mr. Josh Van as he heads up to Contender Series.
Yeah, buddy.
Felipe Efrain and Leo Mana Martinez. That I'm telling you right now, that
Mono
is going
Boy
to be
making his return.
the fight of the night.
Yeah, that was just two studs, man. High pace.
Yeah.
Lot of experience.
Two guys with any punch, kick, knee, elbow can shut the lights off.
Oh,
of
we
the
know
other dude.
Mono shut somebody's fucking lights
Oh,
off.
man.
And the last time we had Felipe Efrain, I want to say it was 13 seconds in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Check out this feature fight.
He did a body shot too.
Yeah.
He ended that bitch with a body shot.
Golly, which one of these is a feature fight?
Feature
They're all
fight.
feature fights.
Well, our feature fight on it, babe. Yadier Duval returning to take on the undefeated Michael Aswell. And again, what could be a main event anywhere else? Michael Aswell, listen, we talk about guys not backing down from fights. The kid never says no. Wants to
Never.
fight the best he can. And Yadier is
He's
definitely
doing it, yeah.
These are two of the top 45 prospects in the nation. Getting ready to throw down. You've also got returning Justice Torres as he takes on Matt Jones. There's so many. Dude, Jacob Silva taking on Joey
Alzea, yeah.
Peter Caballero taking on the returning Cody Freeman. Cody Freeman's been out for a couple of years now, right? Feels like 2 years. It's got to be close to it. Aaron Gomez taking on Casey Jones, and of course Tyreek Malvo taking on Gabriel
Damn.
Macario.
Gabe Macario making
So,
his return.
June 25 is going to be
Damn,
the
that's
fight
just
card
the
of the
main
year,
card?
or
That's
what?
just the
That's
main
just
card.
the main. We haven't even touched the undercard.
Listen,
This is
the
an
cards-
all-pro card.
When I start telling you the prelims, hold your panties because they're gonna get creamed.
Yeah.
You got Garrett Foster and Sean Kennard,
Panty dropping.
panty dropping. Listen,
Sean Top
Hey,
Gun Kennard.
Stephen Perez
Making his
taking
pro
on Gabby
debut.
Echeverry, the biggest test. You don't cream your panty. Taking on the biggest test of his career for Mr. Gabby Echeverry.
What's
taking on
wrong
Stephen
with
Perez.
this guy, man?
Travis
okay.
Gagore taking on Robles de Spain, a heavyweight that we've
He's
been
all about that
excited,
cream.
excited to bring in here.
The cream rises to the top.
Listen, fight number 5 could very well be the fight of the night, and it's on the prelims.
Christ.
Gabriel Wanderlei taking on Rylan Melanson.
Yeah, man, that's a scrap. That's a
Right
scrap.
before that,
right?
Diarra Culpepper's taking on Jean Patrick.
Man, that kid is good. How good is Diarra Culpepper, man?
Dude, the last fight he submitted Alex Arrigo in 40 seconds or something like that. Alex De La Cruz taking on Justin Longoria, undefeated. Another fight. Can we announce the other fight yet? Are we just added?
Who?
Is it the
Top
TBA?
one.
We're still working on it.
Still. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun. Stay tuned for the opening fight of the night. Hey, who's Joe Burt taking on, man?
He's taking on Larry Pecker.
You got to get somebody named Jordan. We have Jordan versus Bird, on our fight poster.
Or Johnson.
Or that, yeah.
Magic.
Yeah. Boom. Johnson versus Bird. Yeah.
Battle of the Birds.
I'm all about it,
Ooh,
man.
what about a Derek Peacock?
We could make that work, I think, somehow.
All right. Stacy Swan.
I don't know. Is this, are you doing
Steve Stork. I don't know. We're just doing bird names out here. That's all we got, man, is bird names.
Birdmaster's got that monkey in him.
Oh, man. It's feeling good. Did you guys watch, what was it? Have y'all seen the Conor McGregor Netflix show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I need to check that one out, man.
Dude, how rich is he?
Very.
He lives a life. Did you see? So yesterday,
His kid has a little electric car with Aldo's the name and the time
Yeah.
he finished on the license plate. How petty is that guy? But it's
How about
beautiful.
he
That's a Birdmaster move.
He pulls up in his Lamborghini yacht yesterday at Monaco. With the races out there, and he pulls up in his yacht, docks the yacht just so a lady can run up a Gucci bag, hand him the bag. He goes back to the back of his yacht and just start taking the little gold boxes out. Like, that dude lives a different life. But I will say that documentary, I think, I hope it opens up some eyes. So that dude is still a fighter. like he's still a dog. He very well could have pulled out that Dustin Poirier fight. He could have pulled out of the Khabib fight with the injuries that he had, and he stayed to take those fights. And I do think when you're talking about a fighter like Conor who relies on movement and timing, having a leg injury heading into both of those clearly hampered him.
Yeah.
Now, do I think it would have changed Khabib wrestling him down?
No.
Not really. I think it could have changed the Poirier fight.
It definitely changed the Poirier fight.
But I'm starting to like seeing these documentaries come out. And if you were looking at like the current roster of UFC fighters, who would you want to see next in a documentary like that?
I'm a Poirier guy.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see DC, even though he's not active no more.
Just him eating. It's just him eating,
I
and
think
then
DC would be cool.
out wrestling
I'd
everybody.
like to see Adesanya.
That would be
Easy.
cool.
Yeah, Adesanya would be cool.
Izzy would be cool.
I'd say Piera, but I don't know a lot about him outside of.
Those are the guys that you'd want to see the shows on. I think.
You know, I
Like
think
the
would be
guys that you
interesting.
don't know as much.
Michael Chandler.
That'd be good too.
Yeah, Chandler would.
Yeah,
See you at the
Chandler
top.
could be
Patty
fun.
the Batty.
I'm not that interested in him.
I'd like to see. I bet he parties his ass
I
off.
would have liked to see the maybe behind the scene Cain Velasquez of what's going on with his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's got some legal issues.
yeah, but
He's
Be
good
a lot
now.
of orange jumpsuits in more recent footage.
It is.
Yeah,
It is cool to see him. Lately, they've been showing a lot of footage from AKA and showing him like
Coaching and stuff.
coaching and training out there. It's that's been really cool to see. I think he'd fall into my list of like older fighters. I'd love to see like what they're doing now. Maybe see Chuck Liddell trying to spell soup or something, or eat soup.
Oh, man.
just shaky, bringing it up there.
You're wrong.
Am I,
This guy.
Am I what? Am I wrong?
This lawsuit brought to you by the Texas Hammer. Jim Adler.
Speaking of lawsuits, we got to see the new Iridium Studios and see the first. He's like, "Where are you going with lawsuits on this?" See the first Chris Curtis and Sean Strickland recording their podcast.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was cool, man.
That's a nice little spot Jason's got set up over there.
That was super cool.
We got to go train. We'll look at new Iridium offices.
it's big.
It's a good size. It's got 2 offices, a little waiting room,
Podcast room.
podcast room, and then he's got a gym in the back.
A
that
good
they
sized
built out.
gym. He's got a good
Yeah,
size, good sized
gym
mat
they built
space.
out.
Was it Alex Perez in there working out?
Yeah, he's working out, getting ready. He fights this week.
I think he fights this week. Yeah.
He's fighting this weekend. Yeah, it was good, man. Good shit.
Let me see. Let's pull up the fight card for this weekend.
We need to get some nipples because he's
Did he say
slowly
nipples?
Nipples. I gotta go
Hey.
to Escapade after this.
Hey, Eric, you need to put the Filipino twist on that drink, buddy. Nursing that shit, man. You need to finish it off.
This weekend.
Oh, wow. That pour was heavier than I thought.
June
Oof.
3rd is Kaya Kara France taking on Amir Albazi. In the co-main event, Alex Caceres taking on H-Town's own Daniel Pineda.
The Pit.
Jim Miller taking on Jared Gordon.
That's a good
Tim Elliott taking on Victor Altamirano, and another Texas boy. Kareen Silva taking on Ketlin Souza. This could get rough. Abdar Nurmagomedov taking on Elysia Zaleskis dos Santos.
Jeez. Hey,
Jack
man. Hats off to you, bud.
Hermanson was supposed to fight Brendan Allen, but that fight has been canceled.
What
And
happened?
I'm not sure. I think Jack Hermanson pulled out, and so they're looking for another fight to headline.
Man,
Brendan
you know
Allen.
Brendan wants to fight. There's a lot of cancel on there. I see.
Yeah.
Looks like Brendan Allen is now fighting Bruno Silva on June 24th.
Brendan Allen.
Fun dude to watch fight.
He's got a card coming up in New Orleans sometime soon, doesn't he?
He's got a card coming up. We've got hey, don't forget we've got UFC PI coming up, Invitational. Got a lot of stuff coming up.
I don't have to remember that.
Got Sub Hunters coming up. Yeah, we use the what is the good announcer we use out there? What is what you doing there?
Hey, no, hey, I heard he had nice things to say about me, so I'm not gonna be petty.
He did say nice things about you. He's like, man, he's got good hair. You know, like if he could talking to the mic.
Yeah, if I could just talk into a microphone, right?
That would be good.
Damn
for him
it.
to learn to be able to.
One day.
All right, so we're gonna get this podcast rolling weekly again. You boys
Gotta
committing
go.
to next week?
We got to do
Yeah,
it weekly.
I commit to any day.
Me too.
That we all come up with.
Me too.
Boom, let's go.
I'll come to the studio at 8 p.m.
It's Diego and Rich. They're the two bastards that
Not-
I got.
Oh, thanks, Diego. Just last
You hear that ringtone?
Why was that so Asian-y?
Yeah. You know why? Yeah, you know why. Tell us, Diego.
It's that was either the start of Kung Fu with David Carradine,
Hey, I love the circle back to Carradine.
or it's like your time has started in the room. Ding, 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 ding.
Look at him. He's got to take a drink.
Yeah, he takes the timely sip right there.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm laying out on this one, guys.
Hey, so it's been we're halfway through the year. It's
God,
been
man, it flies.
this year is flying by, and it's like the events are popping off left and right.
Only 30 more?
Only 30 more to go for this
Is
year.
that all?
Son of a gun.
So a normal year, nothing new there. So far this year, when you look back, is there a fight that stands out to you as like, hey man, this has been my fight of the year so far? Give me a candidate for your fight of the year.
I gotta say that heavyweight fight just recently. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Jake and
Herrera.
I don't know, man. There's a few. When was Cody Steele's last fight? When did Cody fight Kilmer?
No, that was last year.
That was last year?
Yeah.
And Van was last year
Yeah.
over McLean. That was the last show of 22, right?
So I'll give you my fight of the year so far, and actually, you know what? 129, January 29th is when Sam Kilmer fought Cody Steele. So this is this year.
What else was on that card?
Very, very beginning. That was Eddie Fryer and Walker. Yeah.
That was a
Anthony
good
Ivy
one.
Jones, Steele, Zach Borrego, Tyler Smith, Giannis and Macedo, Ferguson, Lopez, Gonzalez, Gutierrez. Yeah. Walker and Eddie Fryer would have been the other big fight on there. My fight of the year so far, it was marred in controversy at the end, but Edgar Chairez and Gianni Vasquez.
Yeah.
That was a great fight until the way it ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. I'm scrolling through my notes trying to find something different than what you guys said. My favorite fight was in Visalia, California.
The fight of the electronic car.
Man. I don't know. I can't really say. I can't tell you off the top of my head.
I'm looking back at Challenger Series too. There's a couple of good ones on here, but nothing. Fight
I think
of the year.
about like my knockout of the year, maybe Kamara, the Shane Torres and Kamara knockout. It was brutal.
That fight with Mercado and Abdul was a great one.
Man,
Like, that was a scrap.
Man.
That was a good fight. Back and forth, caught him in some dangerous spots.
like it's been a great year so far. The finish to this year is going to be insane. Like we keep talking about like every fight is our best fight, and literally, man, like
The next two Fury cards.
dude,
June
625 and
25th.
716.
June 25th is going to have some insane fight of the year candidates, man. So
716
I'll
as well.
reserve my pick until then. Then I'll tell you my fight of the year.
I would tell you once 716 is fully released as well. We'll talk more about that one next week. But geez, like the talent on these two shows, like back to back, is amazing.
It almost sounds like overkill, like we're just hyping shit just to hype it. But I mean, if you know what you're looking at, all these fights, they're progressively getting better. And,
We've got
and
August
how do you
20th
top
built.
what we've already done? Because we put on some bangers, but
Yeah.
they just keep getting better.
Hey, and for all the fighters who hit us up continually asking to get on cards, look, we're already in August starting to work on September. Like you got to get ahead because we are ahead. So
We're trying to stay 3 months.
yeah, I keep getting managers asking me, "Hey man, you got anything going on in June?" Yeah, booked cards.
Yeah.
Completely full.
I've had people
booked
hit me up
cards.
for June 25th. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro,
There's
I got
a lot of
nothing,
other
man.
promotions that still have openings, I guess, and they expect that to be the case with us.
It can be. I mean, a lot of promotions will do stuff. Listen, we all do stuff last minute where you have replacements, but the basic outline of our cards. I mean, honestly, by the time Eric sends me the document for the card, he's got like 90% of it done. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll add a name.
I mean,
over
even
here.
with Submission Hunter now, we're working on August and September.
Should have some big news soon for Submission Hunter coming up as well that we'll be able to drop for everybody. And hey, please take a minute, like share, subscribe, rate the podcast. We really appreciate all of you listening.
Hey, and
Make
you
sure-
don't have to just kiss our ass and give us a thumbs up.
No, talk shit.
If you hate us, man, leave those comments as
I wanna
well.
see it.
Constructive criticism.
It's always
We
fun, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Make sure you guys go to onlyfans.com/furyfighting and subscribe for exclusive content there as well. You guys got anything else for today?
What you got, Diego?
Nothing.
Filipino twist?
No,
Filipino twist?
maybe later.
Later.
Maybe a little Hungarian hangover.
Hungary? Maybe a little rusty trombone?
Ooh.
Or maybe Dirty Sanchez.
Little sideshow Bob.
Never heard that one.
Hair of the dog, man. I'm feeling a lot better. Got that howler in me.
There you go.
The hangover's gone.
See that?
Where we going
All
for
right.
lunch, guys?
Where we gonna finish this?
Where we going for lunch, man?
I drank half of it already, man.
Where y'all
You guys
wanna go?
over
Yeah,
there.
I don't know.
Sippy cupping your shit.
We're going. We're going
We're
somewhere.
going to Salada.
This month.
Saladita?
We're going to Salada.
Why is he
What
gonna
is
go
that?
to Salada?
I don't know, dude.
Going to Salada.
What does he use? Like as far as like the keto diet? What do you use for salad dressing? Like bull sperm or what?
Blue
It's
cheese.
got to be like protein, right?
Blue cheese. No, I just need high fat. They use ranch.
I use whatever. I don't.
Rich doesn't do keto.
Yeah.
I do like 90% keto.
It doesn't. I watch Rich fucking eat a whole tortilla on his
You
burrito.
put buns on your cheeseburgers,
Yeah.
man.
I don't give two shits. Daddy is
See?
dropping a few lbs
See
here
that?
and there. Look, if it works.
Yeah,
for
you're
you.
looking very slim.
Thanks, man.
I noticed, man. I noticed. He's
If it works-
dropped some weight. Weighs the wealth for the win.
Hey, helps out for sure. Waystowell.com. Make sure you hit up them now for. I don't know, not yet. Let them sponsor. the
Yeah, they need to
podcast.
sponsor us, right? Okay.
Free TRT for everyone.
Hey, all right, shit.
We out.
Let's get out of here. Get
All
us
right,
out, Wayne.
guys. The time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
Ka, ka, ka.